So this is actually one of the first speed runs that I ever did, as well as this is my first speedrun marathon that I'm participating in. So I'm going to be trying to keep the commentary going. There we go! Alright, now that we have everything, I'm going to be playing... I particularly enjoy the female character of this game, so that is what we are playing as. We are naming our character Cece after Cece in chat here. She is one of the devs, as well as, you know what? For our birthday, we are going to predict that we are going to end on our birthday at Summer 2. So, timing will start as soon as we hit confirm. And let's get right into this. In 3, 2, 1, go. So, we wake up, or we start this game in a storm. It's a pretty raggedy island, to be perfectly honest with you. Like, oh my gosh. There's no light coming from our lighthouse. We are just, passed out somehow. There's no beach that we wound up in. That's a cliff. Like, who are we? What are we doing? We don't know. So, as the chat progresses here, you're going to hear a lot of me clicking. And that is because I am doing a keyboard and mouse for the controls. And that's just so happens to be the fastest controls. So the clicking you're hearing is me left and right clicking very, very quickly to get through these text boxes, as well as I'm also hitting the X key. What that allows me to do is occasionally, very, very occasionally, I can actually skip a text box. I've only had it happen... I can count on one hand the number of times it's actually happened, to be perfectly honest. So, this is our farm. It's actually one of the biggest farms that I can recall. You have a very limited amount that you can actually use before you finish what the main storyline provides. That broken bridge that we just saw, you can't actually repair it until you have access to the cotton candy sheath, which do not become available until after the lighthouse has been restored. So Jean here is our doctor. She's giving us our basic farming equipment as well as 10 cabbage seeds. And we have no idea how to be a farmer, so she's kind of going to teach us and let us know. So our goal is to hoe 4 times here. And we're going to get cutscened. So now Jean goes, okay, hey, now try laying down some seeds. And we're like, all right, the tutorial only wants you to do it 4, but we're going to actually do 8 here. Because I can actually do them all 8 at one time. And then we get cutscene because as soon as you place 4 of those, the cutscene occurs. Now she wants us to go over to this well and fill up our watering can. We're not going to do that yet. You may think, why are you doing all this hoeing in such a weird configuration? Like, wouldn't it be quicker to pull any weeds? Probably would be. Except you're not allowed to pull weeds yet at this stage of the game. So what we're doing here is we're just going to quickly hoe 40 spots because we need 40 cabbages in order to have the proper amount of money for the rest of the game. So that's what we're doing here. Bam, that's our 40. We're going to come right here and put another 2 seeds down. Now, Jean actually provides you with infinite cabbage seeds for the start of the game until you have restored Sam and his shop. He is the merchant. He's kind of greedy, but what merchant isn't? So we're just gonna plant some seeds here and do what we gotta do. Bam. Thank you, Kiwi, for asking the hard questions. I appreciate it. But as you know, I already answered that question, so we're not going to re-answer it. Boom, boom. We're going to pick up one more here from Jean, and then we're actually going to come back and fill up our watering can. The reason we wait for the last second to do that is because it's going to automatically warp us right next to the crops. So yep, now we're right in front of Jean, as if we had done what she asked and done nothing more. Now, unfortunately, I have to do this one at a time, and after we do those 4 again, we get cutscene. So we're going to get through here, and Jean's like, you know what? As your doctor, I have to recommend resting. The old route was we used to water every single one of those. And it was kind of annoying. So one day I decided, what if we didn't water everything? And thus, this part of the route was born. So now we got this thing stuck under a plant. How it got there, we don't know. And that is the one graphical glitch of this game. Like, I don't know why it zooms like that. Still haven't figured it out. But hey, you know what? For such a good Harvest Moon game, I'm okay with that. So now, we have learned how to pull these. This is Rowan. Rowan is our first harvest sprite. Rowan is my least favorite sprite of this entire game, for the sole reason that he's gonna get in our way at some point. Now, he's given us the first tablet, and he's like, hey, well, we found the first tablet on top. And he's like, hey, why not go to Jean and figure out what she can tell us about this? So we pick up these flowers here because we need 3 tulips, and occasionally the flowers are tulips instead of margarets. And we pick up the bamboo shoots because we're going to skip a couple cutscenes with those, as well as they are completely and utterly necessary for when we get to the mines. Bamboo shoots restore 1 heart, and they are absolutely wonderful and fantastic. Now, I don't actually have my real splits up, so I need to be very, very careful here, and I need to not, like, muscle memory and accidentally end my timer. So let's see if I can succeed in doing that. But Jean is telling us, hey, that circular thing looks like it might fit in these slots, so why don't you go ahead and lay one down? So that's what we're going to do. Now, it is still 6 a.m. No time has actually passed in us doing this. Oh my gosh, what are we going to do? So this is literally the only thing you can do on Spring 2, is do this. You have no ability to do anything else, and that's okay. It is the game, you know, basically guiding you like, hey, this is your objective. This is what you're trying to do. The item spawns are not all RNG. They are fixed positions. The only thing that's RNG are the flowers. There are 2 flowers per season that can spawn. In spring, it's margarets and tulips are the quote-unquote rarer version. In summer, there's sunflowers and pink dahlias. We will need both of those. And in fall, they are cosmos, and I can't remember, as well as there are poinsettias. So Rowan is freaked out because somebody just visited the island. But we don't care. We're going back to bed. We're still, you know, reeling from the fact that we were laying out in a storm for a couple of hours. So it is now spring 4, and voila, our cabbages are now full. And again, we do this because we're going to essentially skip a cutscene by already having cabbages with us. So Rowan's very happy. Yay, let's make Rowan happy. And now we're going to collect all of our cabbages. We never watered a single one of them, and this is about the only time this happens, because as you saw, the day automatically ended. When your day automatically ends via putting a stone tablet down, essentially your crops do not lose any of their durability. And in fact, as far as I've seen, they all go back to 100% health. And you can actually get away with not watering your crops every day. You can do it about every other day, and most of your crops will survive. So we abused that a little bit during this run in order to make sure that we don't spend all the time running around and watering all of those things. So this is Sam. He's our merchant. He's like, hey, it's nice to meet you, but I don't think I'm going to stick around because my shop is in disrepair, and honestly, you would need an axe in order to get the wood and everything. And I think Naomi has an axe. And you're like, hey, where's Naomi? Oh, you know, she's down in town somewhere. But we are determined. We are absolutely going to fix his shop. We are going to fix up this entire town. That is the goal. So we're going to come down here, and we're going to trigger another cutscene. I do encourage everybody to make up their own dialogue, just based on facial expressions and the little bubbles that appear. Because honestly, it can be quite amusing. I'm going to be going too fast for a lot of people to be able to read this, unfortunately. Well, I do appreciate that, Kiwi. I'm going to try and be as informative as possible. So, normally, Rowan suggests, hey, why don't we go over to Jean and see what Sally likes, because she is blocking our way to get to Naomi. So, Jean would tell us that she likes bamboo sprouts, but we already have, or bamboo shoots, we already have them. So we're just going to give it to her, and Sally still doesn't trust us. Because what kid would? You have zero credibility with this child. This is actually a very good child. So she wants us to go prove that we are actually a farmer like we say we are, and grow some things because no crops have grown in a long time. So by already having the cabbages in our inventory, we don't have to go back and sleep once more. So we're just going to give it right to Naomi. Naomi trusts us immediately. We're like, hey, you are who you think you are. Yes, stranger danger. She was taught it. This is parenting gone correct. So now we have an axe. So now we need precisely 47 softwood lumbers. That's going to come from these. And this is going to be a little bit of a boring part because we do unfortunately have to grind for so much of the wood. Luckily, there's enough wood in town here that we can restore both Sam's shop and the floral shop today. So that is exactly what we're going to do. There, we will get precisely 14 wood from this. In the updated patch of the special edition, actually, you can occasionally get 2 wood when you cut. 3 hours actually is, I will probably go very underestimate, because we named ourselves CC because CC came into our my chat room and really helped out with routing this game. gave a lot of information on the mines, which were a huge time sink. Trying to get down to level 31 in the mines took forever. CC essentially cut out about half an hour from the run, and I had given myself half an hour because of wool RNG late in the game. We have since minimized the mining RNG and incredibly minimized the wool RNG. So, yeah, a lot of this is going to be old strats, essentially. But I do have some things later on to showcase for the timing issue. Unfortunately, I did not get it down until very early in this week. As of Monday? Yes. As of Monday, I am once again the world record holder of this game at 2 hours, 30 minutes, and 23 seconds. So unfortunately, wait. Oh my gosh, I almost screwed up. So now we're going to pass out. We are going to farm some more wood, but we are just going to pass out because tomorrow is basically a nothing day. Onion Man does sell vegetables. So this is kind of nice that all these trees are right here on the path, and we don't have to really pull anything or waste any extra energy on this stuff. But this will basically give us 27 of the 47, is it 27? Maybe, no, 24 of the 47 that we need, because we do pass out before getting the 25th. Oh, Victorian, trust me, there's softwood, and the thing that we can't get right now, because our axe is too weak, is we can't get the hardwood. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So, if you look, our stamina bar is a big blue face, and it looks like, oh my god. And the villagers react to that. They can see what your facial expression is, and they actually go ahead and go, hey, you look really tired. Maybe you should just go to bed. And that's kind of your hint that, hey, you're going to lose a lot of energy by staying out and doing things. And in fact, when you are in this blue state, you have exactly half the amount of energy that you normally do. So you pass out that much quicker. Sure, your food makes it look like you're restoring a lot more energy, but it's really misleading in a way. So this is Carol and Dean. They run the flower shop, and we will use their services later in the run. And this is Blossom. We needed to restore him because if we tried to put the second stone tablet that we got from Sam into the lighthouse, Rowan would appear and go, oh man, we don't have enough magic energy. We need the power of flowers because that stone tablet has flowers on it. And that's kind of your clue to, hey, go restore the flower shop. It's really the only other thing you can restore at this point, because one thing does, the unlock progression in this game is pretty straightforward, and it's pretty well laid out. So on the way to putting in the second stone tablet, we are going to grab that. Unfortunately, it is not a tulip, but that's okay. We have plenty of time. Mini Tingle Fairies. That's a good one. Not gonna lie. I myself personally am a fan of how this game looks, but I do enjoy more of the cutesier art styles. So once again, our day ends when we put in the tablet. So now it's spring 6, and we have now unlocked the mountain area. And this is what Rowan's telling us. Hey, the mountains are available, why don't you go up there? So again, the game kind of guides you, like, hey, here you go. Nice little clues, like, but you can still do what you want to do. So once again, everything is in disrepair. Oh man. Like, we have a lot to do, a lot to work on to get this island back into its proper state. And a lot of this we actually do go ahead and repair. So Naomi and Sally are here, and they're going to give us a map. The map is nice because when you open it, it shows you the location of every single villager and where they're at that time. So even if you don't know somebody's schedule, you can find where they're at very quickly. And after you finish the story mode, it gets even more incredibly powerful. So this is Nova. We will learn a lot about Nova throughout the run. And that bobcat that ran away is befriendable. You can have a bobcat as a pet. Not just a regular cat, it is actually a bobcat. The new name again, I'm not quite sure what that was. Anyways, so Nova walks away and she's dropped something that we're just kind of gonna... Nova is one of the best girls in here. I'm not gonna lie. I have a problem picking which bachelorette is my favorite. A very, very big problem. Because I can't decide. So we're going to restore this bridge. I want everybody to get their best ha 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 ready, because we are about to meet Demo's favorite NPC in this entire game. And somebody who I pick on quite a lot. So get ready with it, because as soon as we reach a certain point, that will happen. And I will let you know when it's going to show up. We just got these two to do, and then on the next platform, go ahead and spam it. Yep, Demo knows exactly who we're talking about. Demo, I'm just gonna say, after this, please stick around, because Doc is sort of marryable. There is a female Doc that I will show off. So here he is. Ha ha ha! Doc with his own theme song and the wiggly body. Who would not want to marry this man? And the spectacles. The magnifying glass spectacles. They are fantastic. The Doc fan club can unite in this. And we are very like, Rowan is yelling at us because we're not saying no to people. We're just like, hey, sure, I'll do that. I'll do the thing. That's fine. I'm okay with this. Except for the fact that we never actually agreed to do what Doc wants us to do. Doc just assumed we were okay with it. This is quite possibly the worst. Yeah, that is the worst tulip luck I've ever had. We are really going to have to route in some extra flower pulls, because unfortunately, usually by now I have at least one, if not two, tulips. But that's okay. So we're just going to keep going, because they will respawn in plenty of time before we actually... There's one, and there's two. Never mind. Luck restored. RNGesus blessed this run all of a sudden. And we thank him. We thank him a lot. I'll give praise to RNGesus. Nope. We're not going to get that because there it is. It fixed itself. Very much a false alarm. And that's okay. This game can always surprise you when you're speedrunning it. So I just need one more softwood lumber, and that's it. We're done. And we will never cut down another tree in this entire run. Because Sam just so happens to sell softwood lumber and stone, which are basically the only two ingredients that we really need for this run. Now that I can say has never happened before. I have never seen 3 tulips on my first run through. So that is a fantastic 3 in a row tulip pull. Yep, indeed. But to be fair, it's either that or stumps. We don't know where we're at, actually. Well, I don't know where we're at, actually, is what I should say. So now we're coming over here, and there's some strange guy who we've seen briefly before, just in the middle of our farm. He's glowing, and our character's like, hey, what you doing? And Edmund informs us that he's a magician, and he had cast an invisibility spell. And we're just like, no. No, bro, no you didn't. Which surprises Edmund because we just saw through his magic as if nothing ever happened. So, I don't know why, but we're going to go try and put in this tablet because we do need to trigger this cutscene. Oh, there we go. Without this cutscene, and this cutscene trigger has trolled me more times than I can count, we cannot get the remaining piece of it, nor can we actually trigger any more interactions with Doc, which is very sad and unfortunate, and I know for sure that Demo would be horribly saddened if Doc never showed up again. Because Doc is actually going to play a very important role in our run. Because, well, you'll see. You will see. So for right now, we don't really have a means to enter the mines, so we're going to go to sleep. So, now that it is the next day, Gus is going to give us a hammer, because the mines are open. Also, this is Melanie. Melanie is Gus's granddaughter, and she is quite cute. CC Doc % win. The nice part about speedrunning this game is if you're having a bad any % of this, you can transition very easily into a marriage % run because you need to complete the story mode before you can get married in this game. Oh, I forgot to do the hooah, bruh. Like, he's just like, don't sneak up on an old man like that. And you're just like, dude, I came from in front of you. What is this sneaking about? So, Gus's back hurts, and he doesn't feel like he can go into the mines, but he needs iron. So we volunteer to go get some iron for him. And we get it first draft. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go straight down to level 31. We are mining in a very specific pattern because essentially these stairs do not like to be next to an ore deposit. So we very specifically mine away from it, as well as they don't like being next to the ladders leading up. So when an iron ore or an ore deposit is in that location, it's the best for us because that's going to eliminate the biggest number of spaces. Also, the stairs have the greatest chance of appearing either 1 or 2 spaces away from the walls. And I know CC has told me, matter-of-factly, that they were still discouraged from being next to the walls like that, but that's okay. So next, now that we know they are not too away from the walls in the spots that are most likely, we're going to go around and next to these deposits. Because the chances of the stairs actually appearing in the middle of the rooms are very low. And of course we're going to get it because it's the marathon, and why not? This is the luck that has been plaguing all of us all day. So, oh man. Oh, that's a tough one. That one hurts. But that's okay, because we're going to get occasionally these types of rooms, which are fantastic, and let us just go straight down. So as you can see, the formula does work. It's just a matter of speaking things into existence, essentially. If it's ever going to happen, it's going to happen during a marathon. Because, well, RNGesus likes to play jokes. He really does. I don't particularly find his jokes very funny, but we live with them. And we deal with them. That is the purpose of being a speedrunner. Alright. So now we're having some pretty good luck here. And we are actually flying through these mines pretty well. So during this whole time, I am maintaining a look at my stamina because I am going to have to use all 4, well, actually usually all 8 bamboo shoots in order to reach level 31. So as soon as I get down to half a heart remaining, I'm going to use my first 4. And that's just kind of been how I've been running it. I could do it at 1 full heart left. There's really no distinct advantage of eating the bamboo when I do. It's just a personal preference. You can eat it pretty much whenever. It's not like, oh my gosh, when I get down to half a heart, that's when it's most effective. No, it's really not. So now I eat 4 of these. And we have almost full energy again. And RNGesus is mean to us. Again. Is it going to be right next to a ladder? Of course not. So now we have had 2 rooms in which these stairs have not liked us. But that's okay. We deal with it, we move on. It just means that at level 26, instead of mining, I'm just going to keep going straight down to level 31 so I can conserve my energy. Because unfortunately, the bamboo shoots won't appear for quite a number of days again, and I am going to need these 4 additional bamboo shoots just to make it down. One other thing that is a little trolly is every 5 levels, you kind of get a little benchmark. So at levels 1, 6, 11, 16, 21, 26, and 31, we get a save spot, essentially. And, really? And at those save spots, the ladder will allow us to go straight back to that level. But only if you actually remember to exit the mines. And I have definitely lost a lot of time by forgetting to do that. I have rushed down to level 31 from level 1, thinking, yep, I got this is wonderful, only to troll myself and have to do it all over again because I forgot to exit. I just passed out. And it has definitely led to a number of resets, which is why I do have the Reset-gasm emote on my channel. Alright. Now, the floors so far have been pretty small, which is to our benefit, because we can find the stairs pretty easily. And when we get rooms like this, it's fantastic because there's less space. Now that we have hit level 26, the floors are much, much bigger. So now we really have to watch where we're mining, and this is why I'm not actually going to go for some additional mining here. We will come back for that when we know we have the stamina for it. And unfortunately, my muscle memory just kicks in and I keep hoeing. So there are a number of times where I will find the stairs, but just keep going because I'm already clicking assuming that I'm not going to make it. Alright. So since we are at level 27, the chances that we do make it all the way down are pretty high. Because there's only a couple more floors before we hit level 31. Beautiful. I love when the stairs are just right there. I really do. Makes my heart sing. Because this is going to let us actually go back and mine some of these. Because iron essentially has the highest percentage for us at levels 26 through 30. And we're going to need exactly 18 iron ore. We use 3 of it for dock, and then we use the other 15 to make iron bars, essentially. So now I'm counting my iron. Well, actually 19, because we do have to give 1 to Gus. So now I'm going to go down to level 31 to bookmark, and I'm out. And then we're going to go straight back to level 26. So that pretty much took up all of our day, because it's already 2:32. One of the unique things about going in and out of the mines like I'm about to do is that every time you do, 2 hours advances. So now that it's evening, I am going to give Gus his little thing, and he's going to break his back. So we're going to help him back to his house, because he can't do it by himself. Melanie is here, and she is ticked. It's like, Grandpa, you can't be doing this no more. That is hard manual labor, and you are old. And because we have the blacksmith fully operational, Flint has made an appearance. He is the sleepiest and quite possibly laziest of all of our harvest sprites. But he also has done some things. And we're going to find out what later. For now, we're just going back and we're getting our iron ore. And the nice part is, while we're doing this, we have chances of getting rubies, emeralds, and sapphires, which give us the highest amount of gold. So we're just going to go in and out here, and every time we do, 2 hours is going to pass. But honestly, that's okay. We don't really need it, because you don't pass out until 5 a.m. So time right now is not an issue. It's mostly stamina. Oop. Don't want to go to level 31 because I can't do anything on that floor right now. And of course, the mines are not going to give us the iron that we need. We have only seen one single iron. Jeez. Game, I'm going to need you to be a little nicer. There we go. That's 3, 4, 5. At least we got 5 so far. So we are deliberately going to be passing out today. So we got 7, 8. Because tomorrow we just sleep anyways and we'll just regain all of our stamina. Oh, Victorian, that one hurt. That one hurt. Oh, I just wasted 1 mine. Alright. So, it is always faster to pass out than it is to run all the way back home and sleep. Because all you have to deal with is Rowan just yelling at you a little bit to be more careful. And then it's right back to sleep with us. And that's going to give us the energy that we need again. So, since this is the legacy and an earlier patch, there is no shipping box outside of Gus's store. So, in order to maximize the amount of money that we need, what we're going to be doing is waiting until either a Wednesday or a Saturday in order to sell things, because Gus on Wednesdays and Saturdays is right outside, or not Gus, Sam is right outside of Gus's store, and what we can do is sell directly to him. And it just so happens that if we pass out and sleep, it lines up directly to allow us to go straight to a Saturday and be able to sell right to Sam. And I forgot to count. 13. So I'm going to take a second to just count right now, and then we'll get back to everything. 14, 15. Just need 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. And I'm going to do a check on my bronze and silver. And I have enough for the upgraded hammer, which is the only upgraded tool that we're going to get in this run. So from here on, what we're going to do is go to level 11. because at level 11, iron, silver, bronze, and gold do not appear at all. And that is from levels 11 through 15. And specifically, we're only going to go down one floor at a time, and then we're going to go back out, because that's going to maximize our ore to stamina ratio, essentially. Yes, I did route out the hoe upgrade because of this strat that you were so kind to let me know about. So yes, all of this is going to be what we're doing to get money. We need approximately 100,000 gold in order to finish the story mode of this game. Because unfortunately, sheep are very expensive. They are 10,000 a pop. And then of course there's all sorts of other things like getting the wood and the stone, and all of that adds up in price. But it's okay, because when we do our major selling spree to Sam, you're going to watch the numbers just fly right up. And we're actually getting a lot of high value ores. The highest values we have are, for levels 11 through 16, are topaz, onyx, and amethyst. So those are what we want to see. Crystals and moonstones are the next, paradots are what we want to see after that. And agate and jade are actually going to be what sell for the least amount. So I kind of separated them into different tiers, specifically, essentially, tiers 1 through 4. By doing what we did on levels 26 through 30, we actually saw some of the tier 5 ores. Now, once you get down to 1 heart remaining, it's generally best to just wait and pass out. And just keep going. You don't even look for the next floor. It's just not worth it at that point. So we are essentially going to go do 2 more money runs. Whoop, I gotta sleep. We're going to do one on Thursday where we're going to pass out straight away again. And then before the one on Saturday, we're going to do a major selling spree. After that, we're going to get a lot of the buildings built that are going to be necessary for finishing Stone Tablet 3 and the beginning of Stone Tablet 4. Which does include the barn, because we do need to buy a sheep and let it start to grow. So I gotta say, if you do enjoy mining in Harvest Moons, this is a good run for you, because it is very heavily reliant on mining for money. It is absolutely the best way to get money in this game, but that does not mean at all that harvesting and animals are completely worthless. Because in the DLC of the release, animals will allow you to get new outfits from Melanie. And I gotta say, they are adorable. They really, really are. I love them. The cowgirl is currently my favorite, but I also haven't unlocked the others yet. I've just seen kind of little previews of them. And then you're also going to need things for villager requests, which are one of the best ways to get your reputation and your relationships up in this game, along with the usual gift giving. But Cowgirl was nice enough to find out through a lot of experimentation that every single person in this game loves seashells. There is not a single... Turns out money can't buy happiness. That is entirely correct. But seashells can. Seashells can buy them very, very easily. People have 4 different categories in this game when it comes to gifts. Favorites, loves, likes, and hates. I don't know how many points you're going to get from your likes or your hates, but your favorites give you 10 points and loves give you 7 points in relationships. So, Jean and a special edition character named Soleil, just so happen their favorites are seashells. So they're going to get 10 points when you give them seashells. Everybody else in this game gets 7 points when you give them seashells. You know what? We haven't really tested it with Gorgon yet. Up, and there's somebody I recognize. Hello, Chris Breezy. I was wondering when you were going to get in here. Alright, so that just means when we go to Woo Gorgon, which is allowable in the... Oh, I went all the way down to level 16. That's my mistake. I just got into such a groove there. Yes, so Gorgon and the Harvest Goddess are marryable in the DLC of this game. And all the DLC is pretty cheap. You can buy all of it for $10. It's honestly not that bad. And they add quite a bit. Doc has all new quest lines. You get female Doc as well as Sherlock. And Carol actually has some quest lines as well. And Melanie. At least I think Carol does. I definitely know Melanie does. Or at least Melanie opens the shop. And Doc allows you to customize the interior of your house. Yep, you can date gods. Yes, female Doc. And Doc has a quest line. More quests. More of it. But my absolute favorite part of this game has definitely been crop mutations. Which I will show off later on. But for now, it's Saturday, and here's Sam waiting patiently right outside of Gus for us. And that's okay. Thank you for trying to be positive. I know you've had a bad day. So, the nice part is if we hit this all button over here, it goes to valid. If we have all, we have to scroll through and try and find out what we can make. We hit valid, we can only make what we have not only the resources for, but the money for as well. It definitely makes things so much easier. I absolutely love that button. So now we're going to go over here. And we just have that one to sell for now. But that's okay, because we are definitely going to make it up. So already we have made 2,100. And that was just off one thing. Ooh, we had a lot of rubies. That's really good for us. Yeah, I know. Don't convert at all. I've done that before. Accidentally. So the nice part is, if you try to sell too many things to Sam, it will lock out at how many you have available. That is not the case with this. If I go over here, and I can actually try to make 11 of these, but I only have enough for 3. So I do have to be a little careful with my clicking. So that way I don't go overboard and have to do extra clicks. So our goal is just on a roller coaster, up and down and up and down. We almost went broke at one point. We had like 50 gold to our name. That's just not good. And then we have like, 20,000 easily to our name. All in the span of 5 minutes. Oh, come on. There you go. I still don't think I actually sold it all. I think it still didn't let me click. But that's okay. I don't need that gold right now. Yep, I didn't sell it. Let's sigh. Such is life, though. Alright, I'm only going to sell or make 1 jade because I do need 2 later on in the game. So I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that I always have 2 available to me at all times. Oh, come on! My fingers do not want to click the right buttons. Alright, so already we have 78,000. This is absolutely fantastic for us. So we're going to go ahead and make the final, or all of our iron right now. And we are now good on iron. And we'll come back for the bronze one and silver when we actually need it. So first thing we're going to do is buy some stuff from... We're going to buy 99 softwood stone lumbers. And, like, honestly, we're going to buy as much stone as we can as well. Then we're immediately coming back here. And we are going to convert all of that straight into material stone, which is one of the biggest things that we need in this run. I don't have my note open right now, but I believe it's like 240 stone, and we also needed another 190 softwood lumber from what we, not 190, like 140 something. It is 202 stone that we need, and 115 extra softwood lumbers. I was way off in my numbers, but that's okay. Oh, I forgot to make glass. I knew I would forget something in this run. But we have easily enough glass material for this, because we only need 2 glass. Yeah, we had 41 glass material, so we're good on glass for the rest of the run. We will need about 5 more. I don't know the exact number. It is the Walk of Shame. This bridge, though, makes the Walk of Shame so much more tolerable, because otherwise you'd have to walk around the entire map. And let me tell you, that is the true Walk of Shame. Because that walk is an extra 30 to 40 seconds compared to walking over the bridge. So now Doc's thing is made. And next we're going to go down. And you know what? We're going to get some more material stone. I was going to go straight to, what's her name's shop? Alright, so I have 30 again. Yeah, regretting your life decisions is about right. Boop. So now we should have enough stone for the rest of the run. And now we're doing repairs to just about everything. Darker King, that is glad to hear. Harvest Moon does rule indeed. So we're going to restore a lot of the town now, because we have the materials, we have the money. We will make it bigger, we will make it better. It will not be stronger. We are not a carpenter. Who's anybody kidding here? Also, there is no actual carpenter in this game. Doc the scientist is actually who will upgrade your house. So Doc, even more important. The big thing that we do need to do real quick, though, is I need to hop over here and grab this bamboo shoot, because we do need it for when Cyril makes his appearance. He does ask for food, and if you don't feed him, he will not give you what you need. So this is Gareth's house. He tells you the weather instead of a TV. And then the other thing that we're going to restore is Tabitha's house. Tabitha and Gareth are Edmund's apprentices. Gareth focuses on weather, Tabitha focuses on people, because she can tell you the likes and dislikes of the different villagers, randomly. And we need both of them before we complete, and we also need to see their cutscenes in order to skip a couple extra cutscenes later in the game. So this is the house that we needed the tulips in order to repair. There's no tulips actually outside of here, but hey, you know, it is what it is. So Cyril's an aristocrat, but honestly, he does well on his own. He really does. He's not stuck up. He's pretty down to earth. He's just a pretty good dude. Pretty good dude. Gotta admit. So when we rescue Cyril, he's gonna give us the fishing pole, which we need to complete the rest of the third tablet, because we've been kind of told, hey, I sense water around this thing. It doesn't help that. Okay, Cyril, yes, see, Cyril is a putz. He really is. But he's a good guy. Okay. I lied about the trees. I'm sorry. I needed one more for this windmill. But this is going to allow us to already start growing our sheep, because I do want to finish this game by summer 2. There is a way to actually complete this game in spring, but it does take a little longer because you need to get Carol to half a heart before she will sell you the pink rose, because there is a chance that Doc will ask for a pink rose later in the game. I know! Burn me at the stake! I'm sorry! Oh no! No! Don't do that! I'm sorry! Great Harvest Moon gods, please forgive me. But anyways, so here we go, down into the mines again. We don't really need that much more money, which is kind of nice. We already have most of what we need. This is mostly for safety, as well as we do actually need a little more money, about 20 to 30,000 more. There we go. So seeing some amethyst and onyx are really good. Because that's really going to make it. I know this is why I can't have nice things. I break trees and I break things and... oh boy. Alright, I will get seashells for days for you guys. We will see if she has mercy on me, because we will actually be seeing her later in this run. So, let us let the goddess be the deciding vote on if there is mercy or if I am to be thrown to the sharks. We'll see what happens. Gus may not be open then, but honestly, what's one day of waiting to sell? Well, don't choke on your pizza. Also, you don't live in the pizza capital of the world anymore. Why are you eating pizza outside of that? How can you stomach it? I don't understand. It's like a heinous crime. Alright, stairs, where are you? There you are. So this will be another day where we just kind of pass out. Because at this point, Sam won't actually talk to you really, and Gus has already closed his doors. So we can't actually sell anything of this. We are going to be very well off on money. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm like 15k over what I actually need for money. We've been seeing a lot of onyxes. You are. You are. It's okay. You can be forgiven. What is... Alright. I'll worry about that another day. Alright, so... all we're going to do for today is make Cyril happy. So here he is. He's passed out. Magic revives him. We're like, what? Dude, why are you passed out outside of our house? Like, really? He's like, yeah, I'm just kind of hungry. I haven't eaten in a while. And this is why Cyril is a putz. Because taking care of himself is something that he does not do very well. But it's okay, because he is going to at least give us the fishing rod. You are forgiven. Though I am not... I don't know. I actually don't know if I'm even allowed to forgive anybody. I haven't been truly forgiven yet. Alright. So at this point, Doc's headquarters has been... or lab has been restored. So we're coming over here to Sam, and we're going to buy all the bait. Because that is definitely going to be something that we need, as well as, for now, we're also going to buy the rest of the softwood lumber that I need. Even that's probably too much. So now we're going to get a couple of cutscenes. So now we can buy animals. Shadow, you're not wrong there. You are definitely not wrong there. He had, that's the key word, he had a fishing rod. And he gives it away. Teach a man to fish, and he will give it up. So we go quickly to the lab. This is the best scene for imagining what is going on without actually reading. Wiggly, wiggly, all happies. Dude, why? Hey, what's that? Huh? What's what? Oh god, what are you doing? Nope, nope, stop touching me. Stop touching me. Ah! And he just grabs the stone tablet out of your pocket, and he's just too obsessed with that thing, and we just leave. We're very uncomfortable. We're out of here. So now we're gonna go. Whoop. Let me actually put some bait on that. This is the unfortunate part. Is this one fish is our stone tablet. Whenever you're fishing otherwise... Oh, is it going to be nice to me today? It's going to be nice to me today. In my world record run, I waited a good minute and a half for that fish to bite. Which was quite unfortunate. So this is where we're going to need the 3 iron ore, is to restore everything back to the things. But here's Dewey, and this is where we find out that Flint was a little bit of a traitor, because he's the one that threw the piece of the tablet into the river. And Dewey's very upset that somebody littered. He's a little bit of a crybaby. Not gonna lie. Yeah, minute and a half on that. I sat there like, no. This is the most shy stone tablet in the entire world. So unfortunately, Doc won't be in his lab until 10 o'clock. So we're gonna abuse the time travel of this game and go in and out of the mines until 10 o'clock has come and gone. Otherwise, we would have been sitting around for 3 minutes doing nothing. So we're still upset that he just took the last piece. And he just does it again. Look at him just being all giddy, like. And we're still sort of okay with it. Flint is consoling us. And Doc is a little more mortified than we are. Apparently. So he suggests that we bring him some ingredients so he can make a glue and fix the thing. So here we are, we're just going to give it to him. And he's going to fix up the stone tablet for us. And voila. The amount of times this man says, ha ha ha, is just ridiculous. But I guess he's forgiven because his theme music is just so awesome. Naomi actually being in the way is a little odd. Doesn't happen very often. So we're going to come over here and we're going to get our sheep. But first, we are going to specifically buy 89 animal feeds. Just because, honestly, it just makes it easier. And then we're going to buy our sheep. So, the only sheep name I saw was Demo, so we're just going to keep it going. Demo is a meme. Demo has been a dog, I believe a chicken, and now a sheep. So she's telling us how to care for animals because she's the expert, and honestly, we've never done this before. But she is going to give us a brush and a pitchfork and 10 extra animals. And here we're going to meet Clint? No, Calvin. Lord. Oh yes, Mirror Demo was a cow, not a chicken. That's right. So all we do right here is we just feed and we get out of here. Unfortunately, next time in one of my runs on my channel I will, but for the marathon, Demo is a little funnier. So next what we're going to do is we're going to do the fishing RNG portion of this run. So in order to minimize the RNG, what we're going to do is we're going to time travel until it's nighttime. At nighttime, when we go over to the Goddess Lake over here, we're going to have the lowest chance of catching other fish. And specifically what we need are 2 perch and 1 yellow perch. So we're going to wait for 6:01, and here we go. Demo is all the things, and he needs to live with that. So I always like to fish only when there are 4 fish actually around here, because there's still quite a lot of fish that we're competing with. And these things can be either very aggressive and bite right away, like the past 3 have, or we can wait a while. And the more fish you actually have contending for, oh, there's a perch already. That's good. The more fish that are just in the lake, the better chance that you have that one of them will be aggressive. Ah, expensive indeed. Because cheap, the sheep are not. Come on. There you go. Start biting. And the goldfish, which is the most expensive fish that you can sell, but at the same time, it's also the most useless for this run. Oh my god! That is the quickest we have caught 2 perch. Usually I catch the yellow perch before I catch the 2 perch. So now we just need to get the yellow perch, and we're done. That's not it. That's a bluegill. And just from running this game enough, I've kind of learned what I'm looking for in terms of the health bars of the fish, essentially. When they're that quick, I always know that it's going to be a mosquito fish. Perch have one of the higher health bars, essentially, for what I'm looking for here. So I know if it's a high health bar, it's either going to be a crucian carp or a perch. And we got a second goldfish. That is going to be my official "that has never happened before" moment. Because it really hasn't. I'm lucky if I ever see 1 goldfish in a run. Usually I don't see any at all. That might be it. Nope, that's piranha. There are some health bars that are a little tricky because they look like they're going slower, but they're just a touch faster than the perch, and those are the piranha and the bluegill. Yeah, marathon luck. I would get 6 goldfish, right? And it'll take forever to catch the... Ooh, this might be it. Well, I called it that it was at least a perch. Yellow perch is not going to be nice to me. I can already tell. I have caught 2 yellow perch before catching 2 regular perch. I have caught 3 yellow perch before catching 2 perch. But I have never seen 3 perch before a single yellow perch. Yeah, fishing can take a while. And it specifically has to be yellow. Oh my god! What is this game right now? Here we see marathon luck and why world records very rarely happen. Yes, it does rain. We have seen it rain a couple of times. And in fact, there are a number of different things such as, believe it or not, snow in this game can actually water your crops, which is quite nice. There's fog, there's clouds, and each one has a different effect on the game in one way or another. Usually we don't see fog, and even if we did, we would go right back to sleep because fog in this game can actually lag it out. Or not lag it out, but it does get rather laggy. It definitely slows things down. You don't want to see fog in a speedrun. So sometimes no fish will appear when you cast your lure. In that case, just immediately pick it up, throw it back in. If no fish appear 3 times in a row, just move over 1 space and there's the 3rd goldfish. We're halfway to 6. You know, we're just going to move over 1. Check our luck in this spot right here. Okay, good. Thank you for that information, Cece. This might be it. There it is. And we have a yellow perch. So we are done fishing. The only RNG left in this game is wool RNG, and that'll be it. So tomorrow, we will buy everything that we need to finish this game from a cropping perspective. Which is nice because it is Wednesday, and Sam will be outside of Gus's store, so we can get the rest of the money that we need. And of course, I forgot to actually watch the Tabitha and Gareth cutscenes, so unfortunately we will have one extra short cutscene where Edmund says, hey, I need Garrett, my 2 apprentices, and then please go meet me up in the Harvest Goddess Shrine. No, usually the middle works just fine for me, but sometimes you just have to change it up. So this is Edmund going, hey, meet me by the lighthouse. I have things I want to talk to you about. Or meet me outside, sorry. Not by the lighthouse. Now he's going to drag us over to the lighthouse. And he's basically going to tell us, hey, I want to try and use divination magic to search for the other 2 whatchamacallits, tablets. But I need my apprentices to do that. Also, I do apologize. I think I know why we're having the graphical issues, and that might be because of the timers and using the chroma effect. And I think that's why everything looked darker for Groat World as well in his run. And why things look very dark in this game as well. Because I did just finally look over to see the restream going on. So we look and see, we get both Gareth and Tabitha's cutscenes right away. I'm just saying it might be why it's happening, but there's no guarantees as to why. So we're going over here. Oh wait, we gotta wait for... oh crap, it's not Wednesday yet. So we are gonna sleep one more day. But by doing those cutscenes, we have at least triggered something that we need to go up into the mountains for anyways. What Harvest Moon do I like the most? That is actually a tough question. The Harvest Moons that I have played are the original SNES, Harvest Moon 64, A Wonderful Life, briefly played Animal Parade, and this one. So, realistically, and Magical Melody. And it's really hard to choose. Harvest Moon 64 has probably the greatest nostalgia appeal to me. And it definitely has my favorite cast of bachelorettes. But I will say when it comes to actual farming, it is actually this game. And that's because of the crop mutations that I'm going to show off after the run here. So that cutscene just shows us that Gabriel has the ability to talk to animals, which will come in handy later. But for now, we need to make some more money. So we do have 64 of those. Okay. Oh. There we go. You know, originally I didn't, but crop mutations are really funny. So first I'm going to make exactly 20 material stone, and that'll finish off the material stone that we need for the run. Because then we're going to buy the rest of the stone that we need. Again, we make sure that we don't that we keep 2 jade. We never ever sell those 2 jade. Because that means having to go back into the mines. Which, at this point, we don't need to do anymore. So then we're going to buy 30 stone. And that finishes up the stone that we need. Then we're going to come over here and get our little cutscene that tells us the Harvest Goddess herself has the 4th tablet. But the problem is we can't divine the location of where the Harvest Goddess is. Benzo, I'm not even gonna lie. That is really cool because playing these games when I was younger made me want to be a farmer as well. Or at least grow my own garden. Which my grandmother would not let me do because she was like, no, we don't have the room in our yard to do that. Yeah, I'm looking, and turning off the chroma definitely solved the issue. The game looks like it should, very bright. I'll definitely check when I come out here into the things. No, very much not. My grandma's actually kind of like a second mother to me. In fact, when I was young, there were a number of times where I actually did call her mom instead of grandma. It was a little comical at the time. So now we gotta wait for Carol to open her shop. So in the meantime, we're gonna get our farm ready. Oh, you know what? I forgot to buy from Sam anyway, so I do need to go up and get a couple things from Sam. So, very specifically, we need 4 strawberries and 6 wheats from Sam to finish this game. And that will be it for what we need from Sam. We're also going to time travel a little bit here instead of... No. We can just prepare our farm. We don't need to time travel. Carol doesn't open her door until 10 o'clock. She's kind of the late bloomer of this game. Or late riser of this game. That's 10. So we're going to do our wheats over here. And our strawberries right here. That is really cool, Jim. Run is going pretty well, yeah. We are going to have to wait for Carol, but that's okay. I'll deal with that. So Carol is going to sell us the Cosmos now that the 3rd tablet has been placed. She does not sell a bunch of her stuff until you have completed the 3rd tablet. Some of her stuff actually doesn't become available to buy until after you have reached certain heart levels with her. But the majority of what you really need in this game comes from getting either her request done, which also increase her hearts, or just doing the 3rd tablet. Come on, Carol. Come on. Oh my god. Benzo, that sounds mildly terrifying, to be honest. Also, Blossom here can get in the way when you're coming to talk with Dean. So anybody who wants to woo Dean, just be aware that this jerk is an issue. So I'm just kind of going to push him around, see how far I can get him away from the store. Yeah, wander around over there. wander around over there. So here's Carol. She just kind of magically materializes. And we need exactly 9 Cosmos. Now, Cosmos aren't supposed to grow unless it's fall. But you can actually grow out of season. Oh, wait. I don't need 9. I need 10. I could have screwed that up. And here we're going to see the cutscene for the Bluebird. This is the town telling you that a bluebird has been spotted in the area. Specifically, it's been spotted on the beach on a sunny day. So, it's raining, so we can't do it today. And even if it was a sunny day, going to the beach at night would, on a sunny day, would not trigger the cutscene. What you have to do is sleep and wait until it's sunny. And Rowan or Blossom will appear and go, "It's a sunny day, we should see if the bluebird's here." And you kind of go, "Okay, fine, I'll roll out of bed for this." Blossom likes Dean because Dean likes flowers. So, in order to grow my Cosmos, what I have to do is I have to fertilize them every single day. Otherwise, they will wilt and they will die. If you are going for, like, a world record run, what you would do is do the whole sleep every other day sort of thing, or water them every other day, and you'd kind of go for a risk it. But honestly, it's not even necessary to do that for world record because the route is not that optimized yet. I'm the most active runner of this game currently, and there are only one other runner of this game right now. And we have not gotten to a point where this is super optimized. Now, also, you may notice that I'm not going and checking up on my sheep. One, I have fed them enough. And two, I actually want to keep them at a specific note range, which is 3. So the only thing I am going to do at this point is go to my barn and feed them, and wash them once. So that way, they'll get to 3 hearts by the time they grow. Other than that, I don't want to do anything else for this sheep until it is fully grown and not doing anything. That's right, Cowboy Girl better join the battle. So now we're just kind of, we have the sunny day. So we're going to go and do a little time travel again. Because it has to be night, so it has to be specifically past 6 p.m. to trigger the cutscene. So we're going to go to 5 p.m. and then make our way down. Because then we'll only have to wait a couple seconds before triggering the cutscene. After watching this run, I'm hoping a lot of people will be able to run this game because it is actually a very simple Harvest Moon to run to do the story mode. A lot of it is actually done. It's just a matter of knowing what cutscenes need to be triggered and when they have to be triggered. Now, I won't lie, I did make one small optimization error, but Because for the strawberries and wheat, I don't have to water them every day. I can do every other day for them and be fine. So there's 6 p.m. And when we go down to the beach here, we see an apple. There are also no power berries in this game, so the stamina you have is the stamina you have. And Blossom's sad because there's no blueberries. So what's our solution? Let's go see if there's somebody who knows a lot about animals. Now on the way back, what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and repair this store. This is where we need the perch. The perch are necessary to reopen the restaurant. How perch are used in crafting a building, I don't know. Maybe we needed a little lunch. Maybe we needed a little snack. Maybe, I mean, we just swing our axe once. We're kind of magic like that. So maybe the perch are like some sort of magical focus. The world may never know. Yeah, unfortunately Gabriel's not out right now, so I can't even trigger his little cutscene right now. But luckily, he's usually over in our barn in the morning, so talking to him will be a piece of cake. And luckily it is also raining, so that saves us a little bit of time here. A nice addition that I thought for this game is the little bubbles above the head. You can keep track of what's been fertilized and what hasn't. So he's going to tell us that bluebirds usually like delicious animal feed, and that's the reason that we are growing the strawberries and the wheat. In this version of the game, the legacy version, you do not need as many ingredients. You just need wheat, strawberries, and that's it. When Special Edition hit and the latest patch came out, they added milk to the recipe. So you would have to completely route in a cow at some point in this game. And that's kind of what we haven't done yet, which is why nobody has run the current patch of this game. But for now, we just sleep, we just wait until our strawberries have grown and our cosmos have grown. Once our cosmos have grown, we're going to go back into the mines for one more thing. Also, another thing that I really like that they added is the whole multiple harvesting and multiple fertilizing and planting and whatnot. Makes things so much smoother. So I'm not going to water my strawberries at this point. That's it. That's all we're doing. Don't want to go to the windmill just yet. Strawberries, if I'm remembering correctly, take 12 or 13 days to grow to full maturity, and these cosmos should be ready in 8, if I remember correctly. But honestly, I just kind of go on autopilot anyways, and I don't really count the number of days. I just wait until they've grown. Oh, and every Harvest Moon runner's favorite thing, rain. Alright, so now that we have our cosmos, and we're still waiting on our strawberries, we are going back into the mines. Now we're going to go to level 31, but first we're going to need the upgraded hammer. And the cosmos are necessary in order to craft that, which is why we did those early. Don't hit that. So now we can actually mine those yellow crystals that we briefly saw. Oops, too fast. And those yellow crystals have a chance to have mithril in them, which is what we're looking for. We're looking now for 6 mithril ore. And we're not going to mine to further levels. It just, you can get them all right on level 31. And since we only need 6, it's not a big deal if we only get like 1 or 2 per run. Now, of course, it is always preferable if we got like 4 or 3 or even all 6 on one run. That'd be nice. But RNGesus can only bless so many runs in so many ways. So we take what we can get. So there we've already got our first mithril. We just need 2 more mithril ores, and we're done. And this is going to be necessary in order to craft the final bridge of the game. Now, there will be one more time that we do go into the mines, but it'll just be for time traveling purposes only. Because we do have to go back to the beach on a sunny day for the bluebird. When we actually have the delicious animal feed. Oh, that's connected. Let me do that. And now, of course, watch the game be mean and not give me my mithril ore. Please give me 1. Just need 1 more. There we go. We're all done. This is one of the cases, since we have 2 hearts left, it is actually quicker to return to the house and go to sleep. It takes approximately, from the mines to the house, approximately 30 to 40 seconds. It would take probably close to 1.5 to 2 minutes to waste 2 hearts. So that's definitely your fastest option for that. And now we just wait for, you know what? I'm just going to go right back to sleep. It's raining, so even if the strawberries had grown, it's not a sunny day. It's not going to help us any. And that is beautiful. Ooh. That's one thing you don't want to see, is a great, 2 great strawberries appear. So we're going to use our windmill to make some flour. Then we're going to do the delicious animal feed. And we kind of got to go over here and feed our sheep. They're hungry. And demo is at 2.5 hearts, which is kind of perfect for what we need. So now we're going to go time travel again. And we will be 1 step closer to finishing this game off. Kiichi, I know the pain of that. I am a physical therapist assistant, So watching people's gait patterns is what I do for a living. So I try not to watch the walking animation. And that's any walking animation in any game ever, because if it's not perfect, it bugs me. Oh, shoot. Okay. Michael is still waiting outside our house, which is good, because we need to talk with him before we go to the beach. If we don't, we won't get the cutscene, because Gabriel wants to come with us. Not Michael, Gabriel. Michael is his little brother. No, Miguel. Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie, that family's whole names, I forget them. Now we're gonna watch the, what's her name cutscene. And these guys are gonna be necessary because we do need, some sugar from them. Because we need to make strawberry jam. So now we're going to trigger our cutscene. And here's Gabriel telling us, hey, let's put the birdseed down. And here's our bluebird. It's adorable. I got my cousin the little plushie of this. Because she is absolutely obsessed with Harvest Moon. Has played just about every single one of them. So of course they're upset that the bluebird ran away, but it comes back, because it loves us. So Gabriel's gonna just communicate really quick with the bluebird, and is gonna let us know, oh, it wants to talk with you in private. And we're just like, we can't talk with animals? So that's cool, Apple, bro. Okay, bye. Thanks. Secretly, here's Woody, the green harvest sprite, who was turned into the apple all along. And Calvin was about to eat him. Poor Calvin would have been, or poor Woody would have been Woody with a bite taken out of him. And before you ask, no, there is no harvest sprite named Buzz. Unfortunately. But we are still missing one harvest sprite. But that's okay. So, now that we've done that, we're going to come over here to the restaurant and get our strawberry jam recipe. Because Woody says, hey, I think what we need to do is make some strawberry jam. And we're like, okay, sure. We can do that, I guess. Whoop. And before I screw this up, let's go back in because we do need to buy the sugar. Just one. That's it. Gotta borrow some sugar from our neighbors. Like good neighbors should. Very homey. Just in case I need a regular strawberry, I'm gonna do that. But I don't think I do. So here we go to... I may need it. Let's see if I can... I've never tried to trigger this with the Great Strawberry Jam. So we're going to see what happens. Worst thing that happens is we waste like a minute and a half doing this walk. And then we don't get Summer 2 finish. But we trigger it anyways. Good to know. So now we pray over strawberry jam. And the bluebird is back. And the bluebird was the harvest goddess all along. And I think based on the fact that I am not being smited down immediately for chopping that tree, I think the harvest goddess has forgiven me. Thank you, harvest goddess, for forgiving me my transgressions. Soko Blue, I gotta say, I've been happy so far. Though I will admit, I do miss me some Ellen and Potpourri and Anne. Though I do like the Newtowns people as well. So, like, you know, win some, lose some. So now we're going to turn in the fourth tablet. So we have no idea where the last tablet is. We were not able to get everything in here. Hello, hi, Mr. Henry. I disagree with you. I say do play them. They are, at least this one is really good. For sure. But Woody is like, hey, let me just introduce you to the harvest god. I will admit I have not played Story of Seasons, though to be fair, since it wasn't Harvest Moon, I didn't realize it was by the original developers. So I will at some point eventually play it. But I have the other Harvest Moons to play still. So we have the last stone tablet, but a storm is all of a sudden brewing. And we're dead. Rip run. That's it. I kind of lost the fifth tablet, guys. Dewey's crying. We're kind of in trouble. We have, we have no idea what to do now. So we're gonna go ahead and go back to the Harvest Goddess Spring because we need to have a little powwow. So Edmund is able to see the Harvest God and Harvest Goddess. Nova here is not. And to be fair, we have been told that nobody else can see the harvest spirits at all, except us and Edmund. Those are the only two who have been known to see them. But we're going to learn in a little bit that it doesn't quite make much sense as to why Nova doesn't see them. Because she can see somebody else. For a very good reason, she can see somebody else. Doc is actually in his lab, so we're going to go trigger... No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. I did this last time, where I almost triggered the dock cutscene in spring. It is very important that we do not trigger Doc in spring, because he can ask us for a pink rose. We don't want him to ask us for a pink rose. We want him to ask us for a sunflower, because sunflowers can just be grabbed from the floor. We don't really need to worry about it. I also need to go check on my sheep, because I either need to feed it or it's going to be close to shearing time. I did not need to feed it, but now we're just going to go to Summer 1. We have our 2.5 hearts still. Just like Calvin, I'm not going to lie. I'm bad at counting. I had no idea I'd only waited 1 day before feeding that sheep. But it's okay. We're going straight to Summer 1. We're done with spring. Spring's over. Let's get a heat wave going. Luckily, there's a calendar in the top left that tells us exactly what day it is without having to check. All right, just one more day. By the way, that buying sound is letting me know that it is fully grown. So we're coming in here. We have to feed it. It has 3.5 hearts. Little bit of it's half a heart more than I want to see, but that's okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do what's known as safe scrubbing. So we have to wait until 7 because it takes an hour for this sheep to eat its meal. And that's fine. It is what it is. You cannot get a animal's goods if it's hungry. So we have to let it feed. So we're going to wait for 7 o'clock, and then we're going to go save the game. And then we're going to come back, and we're going to save scrub. So we're going to keep reloading the save until this sheep gives us precisely great wool. It cannot be regular wool. It cannot be ultimate. It cannot be supreme. It cannot be miraculous. It has to be, very specifically, great wool. This is why we keep the hearts or the notes low on the sheep, because otherwise we would be in a lot of trouble. Return to title screen. Continue. Load up our game. And we're back at 7 o'clock on the previous day. So we gotta wash our sheep. And we just get wool. That's okay. Let's just retry that, shall we? Yes, bless us, RN Jesus. By the way, we are sub 230 pace right now. Yep, wool again. Yeah, Demo, be nice to us. Come on now. Everybody blame Demo if we don't get this. There we go. Demo was nice to us. 3rd time's the charm. So now we're going to time advance to 10 o'clock. So that way Doc will be in his lab. You may want to ping the next runner, by the way. Yes, thank you, Demo. Now let's get a big thanks Demo in chat. Spam that thing. So here's our one of our last Doc. Bin kaboom bang. I have not played around enough with FemDoc yet, unfortunately. Alright, so he's going to tell us what ingredients he wants. So here's the 2 jade, and he wants a sunflower. Yeah, this is another world record pace right now. So there's the pink dolly we need, there's the sunflower we need. Let's just go grab our 2 jade really quick, because I completely forgot to make those. Even with some really bad fishing RNG. Jade. So this time, it actually makes sense why we need a sunflower. Doc actually knows the secret language of flowers, which actually, if you do some research, there is a whole language of flowers, you know? And I don't know exactly what sunflowers mean, but he wants us to give this sunflower to Carol, because Carol also knows what the language of flowers means. Now, the language of flowers in this game is definitely different than our own real-world language of flowers, because we're going to get a white rose from Carol. And that white rose in real life would mean true love or pure love or something along those lines. And it's always meant to be like true romantic love. Red is your typical, like, you know, passionate love. Orange roses are for, yellow roses are for friendship. I'm not gonna lie, in high school I did a little research on the language of flowers. But in this game, it's gonna mean too young for love. And Dean is going, hey, you're way too nice, Mom. You need to, like, flatten this guy's hopes and dreams. If the rose is white because I didn't water, it doesn't... Because I didn't water it, does that count? You know, Desert, I couldn't really tell you. But maybe? Oh, I fully admit that I'm a nerd. And I am dang proud of it, too. So, Doc has his silly-ass grin on his face, and he's happy to get this flower. He's like, means too young for love. Oh, I've got it! I just wait a couple years, and she'll fall in love with me. Okay, Doc. Okay. So now we have the 5th tablet back. Sort of. It's half charged. It's materially here, but there's no magical energy coming from it. So we need to restore this to its former glory. How are we going to do that? Well, we have a harvest god and a harvest goddess. Why don't we go over here and, see if they can't help? We also have 6 harvest sprites. Come on, we got this. So here we go. And Nova's back. So now we're going to pray and try and get this thing magically infused again. Still not working. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Oh, Edmund spotted Nova. So here comes Nova. And it just so happens that we're missing a particular element. That element is the element of nature. The harvest goddess and the harvest god provide the spirit, and Edmund provides natural magic, but we need pure nature magic. And it just so happens that we learn Nova is the daughter of Gorgon. And Gorgon was responsible for the lighthouse incident and why this whole island is dead. So, Gorgon has a cyanocrystal, which is going to amplify Nova's powers. So we're going to go see what we can do about this. And Kelvin here is going to suggest that we just steal it. The goddess, or the god, I think, is like, take it by force, or no, Rowan actually suggests stealing it, sorry. But either way, Rowan and the harvest god are a little corrupt. The harvest god is also a little bit of a pervert. All he wants to do is spend his days with his head in the harvest goddess's lap. And he's happy. So we're going to come over here and build our last bridge. After I run back and go actually get the mithril that I should have made a long time ago. No. Suko Blue, there are no monsters in the mine. That is in Stardew Valley, which is sort of the Harvest Moon clone. They have monsters in the mine, but Harvest Moon does not. Alright, so we need to make our 2 mithril. There we go. Lelude indeed. It doesn't help that, I can't blame him per se. The Harvest Goddess truly is beautiful. And very comfortable with her body. She just lets that midriff show, it's just hanging all out there. Definitely kind of reminds me of, old Egyptian goddesses with the way that her top is kind of wrapped around her. Alright. So we're going to make our way to Gorgon, the Underworld King. And Nova's father. He is, he's fat. He's a big boy. He's a real big boy. And, yeah. This is Gorgon. Who's glitching. That texture is a little odd right now. But Gorgon basically goes, no, I'm not going to give it to you. And that's because he is cuddly. But he's also a big boy. He's a big boy. I shouldn't talk. I myself am a big boy. So anyways, we're just going to try and put everything in anyways and see what happens. also, time is coming up. But again, I have a number of things that I can showcase and tell about this game until our next runner is ready. Sorry, I forgot one thing. We're missing a harvest sprite. Oh, yeah, true. True, he does have the kid. I still want petition Naomi for Bachelorette. Naomi and Doc, please. Let the Doc fanboys have their day. So here is Oliver, our final harvest sprite, who specifically needs the pink dahlia, the yellow perch, and the great wool to summon. Because he is finicky. Very, very particular. Yes, Ellie! Now, what we need is a harvest moon with everyone. Everyone! Alright, so now we're going to go back to the lighthouse and be done. I'm not gonna lie, Suka Blue, when I show you what this game all involves, you may not want it just for car and play rides. It has a lot in it. All the bachelors, all the bachelorettes, all the aminals, everything. All the crop mutations. What am I doing? I'm on like autopilot to the wrong place. I wanted to go to the lighthouse. Thank you very much. Here we go. So we're going to pray. Got some progress. Something's working. We're not praying hard enough. It just won't work. But in comes Doc for the 4th down and goal play. He's going to bring it in for the ending. He has brought the entire town to pray. And we have finally restored the lighthouse. Time will actually end when the credits start to roll, because there are a couple scenes that we're going to see here. So Doc is the savior of this game in so many ways. He has made us the tablet. He restored one of the tablets from nothing. And now we have whatchamacallit, Doc coming in and is just like, whole town, let's go. Come on. Yes, Doc the legend never dies. Oh, by the way, Flint just stole the cyano crystal out from under Gorgon's thing. So we've had that the whole time. Flint is like a freaking double agent. Like, he's a sneaky little devil. And Gorgon's sad because he actually did all of this because he didn't want Nova to leave. He just wanted Nova to be safe. Oh, and Edmund can turn into a bobcat. That's a thing. Not the same bobcat that we saw earlier, but a bobcat nonetheless. And time. That is a new world record. A very big world record. Also, if you notice, in the credits, we're a guy. Magical changing of everything. So that happens. But actually, in reality, we have you're going to see both genders, which is kind of nice. It's really cool. I'm not going to lie. I did not expect to get this. When I first made my estimate, I had like a lot of derusting to do. Cece, you really helped out a lot in getting this run down. So thank you so much for all of the help that you have. There goes Cece's name too. Thank you for all the help that you've provided, not only myself, but the rest of the Harvest Moon community. Yeah, it's really not half bad. So what we're going to do is we're going to let the credits play, and then I'm going to load up the other Harvest Moon with all the DLC. So I can show off a couple of different things, including Solil, who allows you to play this game sort of in multiplayer. Then you have, we're going to show off Female Doc, and I'm going to kind of explain the other categories of this run. Yes, Desert Femme Doc. Thank you, Natsume, for producing this game. Very nice. So this is just Rowan coming up and saying, hey, you have access to new animals and new things, new areas can be unlocked, and Doc can upgrade your house so you can get married now. And also, the map can do something. So give me 1 second. It shouldn't take me too long to get everything up and running here in it. So I do have to close this out because I have to load up the latest patch. This will take all of 5 seconds. Sorry for the delay here. We hit the play. I'm going to make sure it pops up on my OBS because it should then pop up. You shouldn't have to touch anything Desert and Kawi, or Demo and Kawi. So here we go. We are loading up into the new Harvest Moon. Come on. It's downloading the DLC again. So here is our special edition, which I do have to unmute. There we go. All right. So we're going to hit continue. We're going to load this file up here. So we're just going to sleep. Okay, we didn't get our sleeping sound. That's odd. There we go. Okay. So the first thing that is kind of new in this game is Solil. Solil will allow you to work cooperatively with somebody sitting right next to you. So you can actually play this game multiplayer. And as you level Solil up, you'll get different options to work with. The other thing is there are a couple different categories for this game already. We have the story %, so just complete the story as fast as you can. After that, there are the different merit there's marriage percentage. I'll probably change it so it's, yeah, I married the putz. I'm sorry, I married the putz. So then you have, whatchamacallit, the marriage percent, and I'll make different categories for all the different people, but I'll probably need Grote's help with that. Anyways, and now with the special edition, you don't have to go into your encyclopedia. You can see the level of unlove in my animals just by walking next to them. So one of the best parts of this game for me are all these different crop mutations. And if we go into our encyclopedia here, the last category for this game is 100%, which the only person that I know who may even attempt to do 100% is Cruel himself, because 100% involves completing the entire encyclopedia. The encyclopedia is huge. Look at all of these crop mutations. You start with just your basics, your cabbage, your celery, your onions, your strawberries, your tomatoes, and then they go into all these different things. We have killer tomatoes. And yes, all I can think of is the old 90s cartoon Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. You have one of Cece's favorites, which are the giant pumpkins. They are actually jack-o'-lanterns. They smile at you. Then you have my personal favorite, which is snowmen. Snowmen are a form of watermelon. In order to get to the snowmen, you have to take a watermelon and make it into a mellow yellow. Then you have to sell so many mellow yellow so many mellow yellow plants in order to unlock their seeds. Once you have unlocked their seeds, you take the mellow yellows down to this location down here. And you actually plant it in a checkerboard pattern in order to grow them. They take a long time to make, and then of course you have the great versions of every single crop which go into the encyclopedia. Yes, I agree, Cece, they are totally worth it. You have to fish every single fish out, and you have to make all of these things. All the recipes. So I fully expect that run to probably be a good 17-hour run. That is a marathon in and of itself. So let's go check out FemDoc, shall we? Here she is. I don't know why the music's not playing. I apologize. I think I have... yeah, that may be deadened. But yeah, her thing is Woinks. And she herself also calls us a scientist. And she does haw. Not haw, 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 just haw. And she can smell the fact that we're a scientist, just like Doc can. So yes, here, and you get all the everything. It is truly Doc in fem form. I turned those off, I thought. I could have sworn I turned those off. I apologize for that. I know I turned those off. How did that happen? Alright. Anyways. Good human. Because that's what we are. We're good human. So she's off to go do the hot springs. Because that's what female Doc wants to do. There are definitely a couple other cutscenes with her, but I can't really activate them at the moment. It may take me a while anyways to do so. In the meantime, that is pretty much Harvest Moon, Light of Hope. And yes, I do absolutely love the fact that you can just warp anywhere in this game. Yeah, that is. And I even disabled Streamlabs, which is like, what the heck? But hey, you know. So, let's see. The mines get really crazy. Also, with the DLC, there are new levels of the hoe and watering can. No. And they are the ancient hoe and the ancient watering can, which allow you to do 21 squares at a time. Talk about necessary for farming. And then the last thing I kind of wanted to say is something that's really cute about this game is the fact that after you have had your child, you get to... there's a number of humorous cutscenes or character interactions. So after you've had your child, the villagers will actually comment on it and say, hey, Jade did, like Doc. When you talk to Doc and he mentions Jade, sorry, your child, I just so happen to name him Jade, they're like, hey, Jade decided to come over to... Oh, I can... Aha. That's what I forgot to do. Jade destroyed one of my inventions. What the heck? And you're like, sorry? Question mark? Other people are like, man, she has a lot of different energy and it's crazy. So here's where Melanie gets her little thing to unlock the shop. So you can change outfits, and I will show off the cowgirl outfit. Because who doesn't like a cowgirl outfit? It's adorable. After that, I unfortunately have nothing else to showcase. So I do apologize. Yes, Jade is a very good child. Jade also went through the spoilery stuff that I will not mention. So we are already past all that. No. There are more runs. The next run is going to be Endless Nightmare running Tree of Tranquility. Specifically, he is running the any percent version of that. And the estimate is about 4 hours and 40 minutes. So that will take us through to the early morning. It should be a really nice run. Everyone earlier was mentioning, like, oh my gosh, Endless Nightmare strats. That's awesome. So he is a very well-known Harvest Moon speedrunner. And I've definitely checked him out before. He is a good runner indeed. So definitely stay tuned for that. In the meantime, here is our cowgirl outfit. It is totally adorbs. Can I zoom in here? No. So let me see if I can go outside here and do the zoom. Nope, that's as zoomed in as I can get. But it is so much cuter than our basic outfit. So I hope you guys enjoyed the run of Harvest Moon Light of Hope, as well as the kind of showing off of the Harvest Moon Light of Hope game. There are a whole bunch of different animals to unlock afterwards, all new areas. I highly suggest anybody who really likes the farming aspect of Harvest Moons and the social aspects really pick this one up. It was very well done. Lots of different cutscenes for all different people. Um, thank you for the grats. Now I gotta go load this up to speedrun.com and let the other runner know that, oops, I beat it again. So thank you very much. You guys can turn it over, Demo and Cowie, to Endless Nightmare and his run of Tree of Tranquility.